Don't let the breakup break you. Literally. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Thank you. GB in the cut. You understand? If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Because it's GB in the car. If you don't know, now you know. Oh, yeah. If you don't know, now you know. Hey. Welcome back to my channel. It's GB in the cut. Gifted bells. You already know what it is. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. And all of them things there. Today we're talking about, drumroll please, healing. I just want to reassure people who are currently healing or going through something that they can't really see the light, that it gets better. Because if I can come out like this, then you can come out even better. You can come out better than this, better than anything. Do you get it? If God can heal me or work within me to continue to heal me, he can do the same for you. So that's what I'm going to be speaking about. What you need to understand about healing is that in the midst of this healing process, it's a season and it genuinely gets better. Do you get it? Like when you're in your healing process, it's hard to see the light, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But it's through that process, through the tunnel, it's dark. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's uncomfortable, and there is no hope. Do you get it? We don't have hope. And that's one thing we struggle with as humans, as Christians, as anyone. We struggle to have hope, and therefore it leads us to just being stuck in a healing process that feels like it's never ending when there's actually light. Big shout out to Bien from the 2911 podcast, because if it wasn't for him, guys, I genuinely would be waffling right now. He literally guided me all throughout this video. So make sure you are liking and you're listening to their podcast. I'm put it up on the screen. Give them a follow and go check them out. Patience and having faith is two main things that you need when you're healing, and it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong. When you're in your healing process, you just feel like, cool, this needs to go, the feeling needs to go, or the situation needs to go. But we don't understand that a lot of patience comes with healing because we're literally changing our lives around. Deep it. Something big or traumatic could happen to you and you want to get over it the next day when you know that's impossible. So then we set up these standards of desires, and sometimes we find it hard to complete and fulfill it because we don't even know what we're doing the majority of the time. Do you get it? For example, with my healing process and just in general, you will have a desired plan. Do you get it? Like that you want. For example, when I was heartbroken and I was depressed, suicidal, and getting spiritually attacked, I just thought, okay, cool, I just have to go through this season, then maybe later on me and this person might get back together, happy ever after, I'm gonna be fine, I just need to be single for a little bit, and blah 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 blah. This was like my desired plan. To get it? Like I just thought, cool, it's just gonna be like maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna be fine. Little did I know, Jesus really flipped the script. So obviously with that desire, you're going to want an answer in it. So what you have to do, or what I did anyways, is that I went to God with my plan. Like I told God, you know what, this is how I'm feeling. I want this to happen. I want to feel better. I want the depression, suicidal stuff to go. I want to be with this person, even though I can't be with this person right now. I want to be with that person. So I was telling God all these things. The truth is that you're not always going to get what you want. You actually need to humble yourself in a healing process. You need to understand that you can't control everything. You can't control your emotions. You can't control what happens next. You can control your process though, but you can't control God's will. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't control what God has planned for you. It just doesn't work. Do you get it? He's so above us. He's so powerful. Like you can't take over him, because then it's like, cool, if you really want to take over my power, do it yourself. And it's not going to work like that when you're coming to him. Do you get it? You need to work together. It's teamwork. You have a relationship with him. It's not, yeah, I'm gonna do me and then God will add his 2 pence whenever he wants. No, it's not like that. So when I came to God with what I wanted, I was also confused with what I wanted, because I was telling him all these things, but at the same time I knew deep on the inside, is this really and truly what I want? Because you're sad. Like Bella, you're sad, you're confused, you've been hurt, you still want to be hurt. Like maybe you need to let it go, maybe you need to do this, maybe you do that. So I was confused, heartbroken, everything, guys. And maybe you lot are feeling like this right now. Maybe you lot are confused. Maybe you lot are just tired. Maybe you lot don't even know what you want to do within your situation, whatever your situation may be. But sometimes I feel like that's the beauty of it, because confusion at the end of the day, like we spoke about in the single video, it doesn't always come from God, but sometimes God allows it to happen so you can actually go to him to get it. Go to him with your problems, see what he can do for you instead of trying to fight all the battles by yourself. Do you get it? He is there to give you the strength, and we lack to understand this all the time. And that's why healing feels so painful. Even though it is painful, it feels even worse, because it's like we're doing it alone when we don't need to do it alone. With the process of the whole going to God thing, like, God will answer us, do you get it, in different ways. He could be listening to your plans and be like, you know what, cool, I'm gonna give you what you want, but it may take some time. You need to be patient. He may be listening to your plans and be like, you know what, I've heard you, but this is not what I have planned for you. This is not my will, and it hurts. He'll be listening to you. Sometimes he may not answer you, guys. That's what I had to take. God never answered me until later on. It was painful. You could only imagine, like, bro, there'll be days I'll be thinking, what's my value here, or what's my next move, kind of thing. Like, even when the depression kind of went and the suicidal feeling went, I was still feeling like, God, what do I do? Do I move forward, or is it too early? Do I take a step back? Do I do this? Do I do that? What do I do? Man was confused, bro. Overall, I feel like God wants us to have faith. So whatever answer we are getting, we need to have faith. Faith is literally the bottom answer to all things. Do you get it? So with whatever answer he gives us, yeah, we need to be doing some sort of work in the meantime. Do you get it? Like, I couldn't just be like, okay, cool, God, I've given my problem to you. I'm gonna sit down, relax, bake off, let you do everything. Nah, bro, we don't work like that around here. You need to get up. The same way Sarah Jakes Roberts said, girl, get up. You lot be getting up, be rising and shining, be working, be moving, because we've got a lot of work to do for this healing process to come true. You understand? Healing and having faith and the process of faith, it gets ugly, guys. I'm gonna be so honest with you. It gets ugly, it gets uncomfortable, it gets, what's the word? Feelings. A lot of emotions are involved, because you're literally understanding yourself. You're understanding your emotions, what you want, what you don't want, the truth, the harsh truth, and it can get ugly sometimes. It's a dark, gloomy, grayish kind of time, and some of you lot may be agreeing with me whilst you're watching, because you could be going through this healing process as well, and you have good days, and other days it's just so bad to the point where you're like, why am I still here? Or not in a depressing way, but why is it still happening? Like, God, I'm moving, I'm getting one step forward, I'm moving, and I still feel like I'm getting pulled back. Why? Is this healing process for me? Am I already healed? Am I just never gonna get healed? Like, these are all the questions that are running through my head, and they could be running through yours. There's a lot of back and forth with the faith thing, because you give up. You're like, you know what, this is long. Then you pick yourself up and you're fighting and you're trying, and you give up again. It's normal, guys. Don't beat yourself up about it, yeah, if that's what you're currently going through and struggling with, because it's genuinely normal. There'll be days I would not pick up my Bible. I'll be angry at God. I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that, because I just don't seem to understand. It is a normal process. We all go through it when it comes to healing and understanding your situation. When you don't understand your situation, you get it? I hope you get it. When you're walking with God, you need to understand that with the process, you need to be communicating with God, talking to him about how you feel, your pain, your confusion, all of that. You get it? He wants to hear it as well. He wants to know what your next move is before he shows you what he has in store. Do you get it? So communicate with him. Keep going to God for reassurance, for answers, for just speaking, literally for speaking, to have that back and forth communication. That's what I was doing. Even when I felt like he wasn't answering me. Guys, I will be so honest, I personally feel like it was only this year, beginning of this year, God started to reveal certain things to me. And my big, like, whole transformation thing started from 2020 April. So deep how long it took me to even get one sort of answer or something. To get it? Like, I'm not talking about the depression going, the depression that went quite soon, I'll be honest, but to me getting answers from the pain that I was feeling, it took a bit of a while, and I had to be patient. Even with that, I still wasn't understanding. So you can imagine how everyone's healing process is different. So whilst you are going to him, communicating with him, these times that God is directing you in it. And sometimes with this direction that he's given to you, he wants you to work on certain things. He wants you to change yourself. This could be learning how to forgive people, showing love to others, being more caring, being less of a gossiper, to stop lying, maybe stop swearing. Guys, I could sit here and tell you so many things that I had to work on with myself. For example, like stopping to swear, learning how to be more considerate to others, learning to be less petty, learning to be like less self-centered. And you know, when something happens, it's not like just, oh, look at what the other person's done all the time and pick at the other person, but what have you done? Do you get it? I focus on myself more in a way where it's like, cool, bells, there's a problem with two people, you and this other person. Yes, the other person's hurt you, but what have you done? Do you get it? Sometimes it does take two to tango. Do you get it? Of course, in some situations, the other person is to blame for whatever it is. But sometimes you don't deep yourself what you've done wrong in the situation. Intercourse, sex after marriage, all this stuff. Like, he really revealed a lot of things to me that I've taken on board. Being more patient, less angry. I was just no, quick, so fiery, so everything, and that had to go. He showed me my past and showed me like, bro, you got a lot of tidying up to do within yourself, within your life, and he did that. Within this time, God is basically disciplining you, and I always go to Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11 to 12, and it basically sums up and says like, no discipline is enjoyable whilst it's happening. It is painful, but afterwards there will be a peaceful harvest for those who are trained up this way, innit? He's basically saying that, yo, discipline is not fun, nor is it cute, nor is it, you know, exciting. No, it is painful. God understands that it's painful, but he's saying that you'll get peace. He's promising us peace afterwards. And at the end of that Bible verse, it clearly says, so take a new grip with your tired hands and strengthen your weak knees. Like, it just revealed to me that, you know what, God actually understands that I am drained. I am sick of it. I'm tired of the tears, bro. Like, I know you hear me, God. I'm done out. But he's saying, you know what, take a new grip. Strengthen your knees. Hold on tight and fight the good fight, because you're going to receive peace after you discipline yourself, after you get this discipline, because it's going to teach you a lot. Guys, my situation has taught me things that I never thought would ever come my way. I didn't think one situation will allow me to be this confident with heartbreak, healing, all these things, and just show people that it gets better. And if it can get better for me, it can get better for anyone. A lot of trusting with God needs to take place, because you're not going to want to do all the things that he tells you to do. So I'm telling you, the starter even represents that I'm being serious. You're not going to want to do all the things that God tells you to do. And guys, I wasn't always obedient. Don't think because I'm sitting here now looking pretty with new hair and them things there that I'm some great female. No, I barely listen sometimes, you get it? And then I'll be complaining and all them things. Bien even knows when you watch this. Billy even knows. People know, like, more time I'll be complaining, but I'm not putting in the action. So what do you expect to come out of this? Just vibes? Because that's literally what it's just going to be, just vibes, if you're not putting in work. Do you get it? God's plans and ways is above ours. Do you get it? So within that, we need to understand that, you know what, bro, cool. If you are the person you say you are, you knew me before anyone knew me, before the mother that carried me for 9 months knew me, then you must know what is good to me and what is bad for me. So let me trust you. Let me understand that, you know what, you know the days of tomorrow, you know the days of yesterday, and you know the days for my future and my kids' futures and whatever it is. So let me put my trust in you. Let me actually take in and understand that you know what you're doing. You may be sitting there and thinking, but I don't really know how to have faith. Like, faith doesn't really work with me. All I can say is that having faith makes the situation better because it gives you hope. Let's say a lot of depressed people, like, let me talk on myself here, the depression and suicidal that I may have had, etc. I feel like I was getting a lot of advice, but I wasn't having a lot of hope. Do you get it? There was no hope. There was just advice, but no hope for tomorrow, no hope for my future, no hope for nothing. I could not see the brighter days. Do you get it? And when I finally got that hope from people that I was surrounded with, and just the love of God at the end, it showed me that, you know what, this is temporary. Before, I couldn't see that. I thought the depression was forever. I thought it was eternal. Guys, I always tell you, look, I used to wake up and I used to feel like, you know what, yeah, I'm always gonna be happy, I guess, or I will feel happy, but this sadness will always like live within me. It's crack. No sadness will live within me. Sadness does not come from God. Yes, we will be sad, we will have down days, we will be emotional because we're humans, we deal with trauma, everything. But dwelling in sadness is not normal, guys. Like, I personally just feel like it's not normal to dwell in sadness for a long period of time. It's not healthy and it's extremely negative. You see, with healing, yeah, I feel like we don't seem to understand that our healing is not just for us. My healing wasn't only for me. Through my healing, I'm able to speak. Through my healing, I'm able to talk to people. Through my healing, I'm able to do this. Do you get it? It wasn't only for myself. It was for people. If I wasn't necessarily receiving my healing, I would not be able to sit here, guys. YouTube wouldn't exist. I don't think people get it in their brain. I will always come and show you guys the glow, because this is the truth. This is the reality of it. God will always give back to you what you've lost in a good way. I lost everything. Well, I felt like I did. I felt like I lost things that were irreplaceable. I felt like I would never have love or all these things. But he filled me up with his love. That's the love that I needed. He gave me a different glow. Look at my face. I'm a beautiful girl. He gave me confidence. He showed me that the ugliness that you were feeling, it was madness, because you were not ugly. Do you get it? He gave me back everything that I once lost, even better. So people need to understand that healing is a bittersweet thing. I say that all the time. My story is a bittersweet story because it was so hard and disgusting and unfair. But the sweetness is this, that I'm still glowing and I'm still trying, and I have bad days and I find it hard sometimes, and sometimes I cry and I think, why did it have to be me to go through that? But I'm still a powerful young lady because I'm still here. One thing I've learned, yeah, even from the podcast people that I was speaking about earlier, I've learned about looking to the cross. I never used to understand that, and before this video, when I spoke to Bien, he was talking about it, and I was asking him, like, bro, what is this looking to the cross thing kind of thing? And the way I take it in, yeah, obviously you lot can correct me if I'm wrong, but where I take it in is that when you look to the cross, it's like Jesus died on the cross. Do you get it? And he took all of this stuff to the cross. He took my depression to the cross. He took my suicidal feeling to the cross. He took whatever it is to the cross. So when you look to the cross, we focus on the fact that Jesus has already dealt with this. But then people will be like, okay, cool, so if Jesus has dealt this, why am I still feeling like this? The devil still works. Do you get it? Even though Jesus has taken the things to the cross, I actually understand that calm. Jesus has actually done what he needs to do, but the enemy never wants to see us win. Us humans have a tough time when it comes to walking with faith. We struggle with faith. Me, I struggle with faith. You could also be struggling with faith because it's a hard thing. It's like having hope or putting in faith with something you can't even see. Like, that was something that I struggled to like literally take in and believe. Like, bro, I can't see the God that you lot are talking about, so how am I meant to have faith? How am I meant to have faith in something I can't see? You tell me, because I was confused, guys. I was confused, but I always tell people what I did. I can't speak on things that I necessarily don't know. Do you get it? I'm not the best at everything. I don't know the Bible inside and out, but I can only speak on what I genuinely know. Do you get it? And with me, I had strength. In my weakest times, I had strength, and I obeyed and I listened to people, guys. Even though it was hard, I fought the good fight, guys. I put my foot down in that lockdown, the first national lockdown. I said, I need to get rid of this. And it was a battle. It was a hard battle, but people can vouch for me. People can vouch for me and say that she tried and she beat it, because I was not going to let that depression kill me before my time. We're not doing that. I'm so sorry. No. I put my foot down and I did things like reading, listening, watching sermons, talking to people, being open and honest to myself, having time with God, worshipping, praying, morning, midday, nighttime. Sometimes it wasn't always consistent, but these are the overall things that I was doing. Reading certain things, reading books, journaling. You lot know I've said this how many times. I always just try to express the way I dealt with things, so maybe it can help someone else out there that is watching. These things kind of helped me have more faith because it gave me hope. overall, you need to constantly be in communication with God to know what you're doing, to see if you're doing the right thing, to get it. Be patient with it, because sometimes when you're not checking back on God, you can even miss that healing. That healing could have came, and you're thinking, where's my healing, where's my healing? But you've missed it because you're not checking back with God. Do you get it? You're not checking back with God. Me being me, I feel like the good side to my healing process is that sometimes, quite often, I am also reminded of my past quite a lot. Do you get it? So I have to face my truth and face the reality a lot sometimes. So overall, that can be my reflection stage in like, okay, are you changing? Are you getting better? Are you healing? Are you finding it easier? And the more it's happened, the more I was faced with the problem, the better it got. We all need constant reflection on how we feel on a situation. Do you get it? Overall, we need to keep praying. So yeah, that's what I've come to say. I hope you lot have taken on, you know, my little advice. I hope and I pray for more knowledge within myself so I can continue to pour out, because as we all know, we cannot pour out of an empty cup. But yeah, this is me, guys, 1 year after my broken stage and what I've actually learned and understood about healing. Maybe I might do a part 2 to this 2 years after, a year and a half after, to see when things change, to see if I've fallen back, to see what I've gained and learned. You get it? I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let's see you in the cut, and we is out. Mwah.